What's up everybody, Darren Dingle here. Today is Saturday the 3rd of October. We're currently 1 week post show. Today's video, I'm going to take you through a full day of eating, what I've been eating since the show, what my plans are for the rest of the competitive season, and how I felt last weekend went. I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you do, you know what to do. Like, share, subscribe, tell all your mates, all that shit. Ambition New Zealand. If you guys are interested in online coaching, nutrition programming, meal plans, weight loss, transformations, muscle gain, competition prep, the link will be in the bio. Follow us on Instagram, Team Ambition New Zealand, Facebook, same name. Yeah, thanks for all the support. We'll sign up so far and really looking forward to getting back into doing what I love. So yeah, let's get into the video.
Baby, won't you meet me by the beach?
So wrapped up at Classic Cuts. Pretty happy with the fade as usual. Just here at City Fitness Pitch Street in Palmy now. Gonna do my cardio and then we'll head back for meal one.
She blowing me kisses, no. 30 degrees, way too cold, so hold me tight. Will I see you at the show tonight? Will I see you at the show tonight?
Just wrapped up cardio, just did 20 minutes, which is what I've been doing every day, 20 to 30 minutes, just incline walking on the treadmill since the show. Pretty much because Connor's had me off training a week and I just want to keep moving. My body does need the rest. I was pretty injured going into those shows. If you read my post on Instagram, you probably know. So yeah, I'll talk about that later on. But meal one, which has been, most of my meals have been pretty similar to prep meals. Connor pretty much put me on a plan that I was following 8 weeks out from the last show. So my calories are around 3,500 to 4,000 a day, anywhere between 370 and 450 grams of carbs, about 90 to 100 grams of fat and 270 grams of protein. So pretty much similar to what I was eating, a little bit more carbs. My weight hasn't really moved all week, which has been a bit worrying. So he had me have a burger and fry and donut from Carlton Crow on Thursday night. My weight went down again, so last night he told me to just go all out, eat till I'm full, fill out, because we're having a bit of problems with my blood sugar, obviously, because I was still depleted from last week probably. Metabolism must be on fire post the show. Yeah, so last night we went out, I got Hell's Pizza, all the works, all the sides, all the yummy stuff. Ate till I felt absolutely disgusting, and I woke up today. My weight went up a little bit, but my blood sugar's fine now, so hopefully that settles things down. Had to do cardio after that though. Felt absolutely disgusting, sweat way more. It shows what food can do. Anyway, back to the normal stuff today. So yep, it's just pretty easy. 2 slices of Molenbeek, chuck them in. If I'm really hungry, I just cook my eggs like this usually, as it's quicker. Crack 4 into the bowl. Rock salt, and I wouldn't do this during prep, but just literally like a dollop of unsweetened almond milk. It's pretty much no calories anyway. It just scrambles the eggs up a little bit better. And then now just chuck it in the microwave. Toaster spots. I don't like my toast with any bit of black on it at all. Like if it's burnt, throw it away. It's got to be a little bit brown. Perfect. Put the pan on to medium. Throw a little bit of cooking spray, which I've used consistently throughout prep on most of my meals. So I just chuck half a bag of the spinach, which is usually about 50 to 60 grams. Again, I don't weigh my fibrous green vegetables. I've used the same amount per meal for so long, I kind of can do it by eye. And I don't recommend my clients to worry about weighing their green vegetables. Anything like spinach, lettuce, broccoli, green beans, asparagus, like you'd have to be eating them in pretty ridiculous quantities for it to be affecting your progress. And while that does that, the next thing I do is I get the rice cooking on the rice cooker for meal 3 and 4. So both meal 3 and 4 have 100 gram raw each of sushi rice. So I just get that cooking. Get that cooking, so when I get home later from the gym, the carbs are already cooked, and the protein only takes 5 to 10 minutes, fish, chicken, whatever it is. That way I can eat pretty soon after training. That's being prepared is one way to avoid slip-ups. Honestly, the only times I ever feel like, oh, I want to eat something is because I'm hungry, because I'm not organized. If I've got everything ready, I know I can come home and eat, stay on the routine, eat every 2 hours. So you need to find a way of making it all work for you and identify things that are going to make it hard for you, and be honest with yourself about that. If you think, fuck, I'm really struggling at night times, maybe try fasting in the morning to push those meals back a little bit further. In the morning you find you've got a lot more energy anyway. You've slept, you get the buzz, you know, you wake up, have a shower, make yourself look good, you get a bit of normal energy anyway. And then usually what I do is I do my cardio, have a bit of caffeine to keep me going as long as I can, push that first meal out. Obviously off season, you want to be getting up and eating as soon as possible, especially when the calories get higher. Adherence is the main thing when you're prepping for a show, right? You want to make it as followable for you as you can. There's no point me giving somebody a plan the way I do things, because I like to do things as 100% as possible, but that might not work for somebody who's working ridiculous hours or somebody who has a lot of other commitments. So yeah, just don't look at somebody who does things perfectly and think you have to do it like that, especially at the start. Like my first year of competing, I'd fuck up every second weekend, and like even the things I was doing, I wasn't educated enough that they were probably wrong. So it's all a learning process. You learn every day. Rice cooker pretty much won't fuck it up no matter how much water you put in it anyway, so that's the beauty of it. Alright, those eggs are looking much better now. So on one of my later meals I get 100 grams of avocado, so I like to use 50 of this for my breakfast, because avo and eggs and toast is amazing. I don't need any more shit for the way I take the avocado out of the avocado, okay? It works perfectly, scoops it all out. You want to slice it up and do all this fancy stuff? Good for you. I like using it almost as a spread because, you know, it's a good fat source. Avocado, a great source of monounsaturated fats. Everything. And then spinach shrivels up into fucking nothing. Finish her off with rock salt. That's meal one. Doesn't look like anything flash, but it's just 4 whole eggs, 2 pieces of Molenberg, 50 grams of avocado, and some spinach. So probably sit down and eat this now, and we'll see you guys for meal 2. So the other thing I always do with my meal one is I take my health supplements. Are really important for keeping all the bodily functions, you know, working as they should be, especially during prep, especially if you're doing things to your body that probably aren't the best. It's best just to be proactive and have all bases covered. So what I take is my essential fatty acids from my omega-6s and omega-9s I get through my fish oil and my evening primrose oil. All this stuff is for your heart, your skin, your brain, your joint health, your hormone balance, all stuff like that. Really important that you're getting essential fatty acids in. You don't have to take it in supplement form. Obviously you can get your omega-3s through things, you know, there's a bit in your whole eggs and your grass-fed steaks and stuff like that, but mainly like good sources of salmon, tuna, and yeah, fish oil. They're the other ones I recommend most of the time. Next I take just a glucosamine joint support supplement, multivitamin, magnesium, so that's good just for, you know, muscle contraction, sleep, liver aid, milk thistle dandelion root, natural diuretic, keeps your liver and kidneys flushing out all the toxins. Again, very important supplement if you are enhanced, in my opinion. And then probiotic and digestive enzymes is part of my gut health thing. Gut health is really important for me and all my clients. If you're not digesting your food, you're not processing any of it. You know, prep is going to be really hard. First thing you should be doing as a coach or even as a client is when you start with somebody is getting your gut health spot on, because you don't want to be looking your best, walking around bloated, not being able to shit, not being able to piss, getting intolerances to certain foods, stuff like that. And there are some basic things you can do to look after your gut health, and I think a lot of bodybuilders don't care about it.
It's my fucking water.
Everyone around here thinks I'm crazy for being able to do this, but like, is it normal?
How many pills was that?
Right. 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Yes, you're crazy.
Alright guys, it's meal 2 now. It's just 90 grams of rolled oats. Use the same bowl the whole prep, so I know pretty much how much water I like. The hungrier I am, the more water I put in it. Makes it a bit more voluminous. See, this is just another 2-minute microwave meal, guys. No excuse really to not be able to get those 2 meals in. Into that, I just add a scoop of whey. We've just been grabbing this whey all prep. Whey powder that we just get from Pack and Save. I think it's like 30 to 40 bucks for a kilo, which is really good value. I've had no digestion problems with it. Tastes really good, and it's local and it's cheap. So we've stuck with it the whole prep. But if there's any supplement companies out there that want to sponsor me, thank you. Supplements are a big expense, like food is a big expense, I'm not gonna lie, but there is ways to make it cheaper. Like I just said, I mean, an equal protein at a supplement shop would probably have costed $60, $70, $80 for the same amount, and what's wrong with it? Also add 1 small banana. It's usually about 70 to 80 grams. I'll weigh it now, 75. Always check it, because our microwave has a habit of blowing my oats up and making a fucking mess everywhere. I like to overcook it, so when I put the powder and stuff in, it's too dry, so you can add cold water to it, which cools it down, if you get what I mean. Because otherwise, you know, you can't eat oats straight out of the microwave. My favourite meal, like most people that do bodybuilding or any kind of dieting would know this, that this is the sweet meal that goes with all your normal meals, and it's most people's favourite during prep, but for some reason I give it to like normal people, you know, general public, and it's not that great to them, so I don't know. You can add, sometimes I add a little bit of almond milk or whatever, but like at the moment this still tastes bloody good to me, so it doesn't need much. Or a bit of stevia, sugar-free Natvia caramel syrup. Lots of ways to make this really nice. Berries, peanut butter, just all depends on what your macronutrient needs are for the day, your caloric needs. As you can see, it is still too fucking hot, so I'm probably going to put this in the fridge for a little bit. But yeah, that's meal 2.
Yeah.
Right guys, so we're just doing City Fitness. Still on light training duties this week, so we're just going to do a little bit of rehab stuff, a little bit of light shoulders and maybe some arms. So just making meal 3 now. It's just 200 grams of white fish, 100 grams of sushi rice, and some asparagus cooking there in the air fryer. Alright, so we're just doing meal 4 now. So it's just 200 grams of chicken breast, 100 grams of sushi rice and the asparagus that we cooked earlier in the air fryer. Yeah, same shit, different day. I've been using this Master Foods Nashville spicy chicken seasoning pretty much on everything. It's fucking mint. And Himalayan rock salt, and that's pretty much it. This is the finished product. So 200 grams of chicken, 100 grams of sushi rice, asparagus and beans, and sugar reduced ketchup and mustard. Alright, so this is dinner. This is 150 grams of salmon, 50 grams of avocado, beans, asparagus, and 250 grams of kurma fries. I entered in Classic Physique Class B, so you're allowed to be up to 98 kilos for my height, which is about 180 centimeters. I weighed in at weigh-ins at 89.0, so we decided to chuck me in the open 80 to 90 bodybuilding as well. Woke up, my tan had gone a bit green on my legs. I'd sweated a little bit in the night, so we went straight to see Danny on the Saturday morning and get that touched up. Meal one, which was a couple of hash browns, a bacon and egg McMuffin, and 2 lots of hotcakes with syrup, because I woke up flat still and really light. Like I said, I was 89 at weigh-ins, and I woke up at 85.7 or something, so obviously the water came out. Yeah, so by the time we got to the show, the food was starting to kick in, I was starting to fill out, starting to feel happy with how I was looking. I like to keep covered up backstage because I don't like to do an overly excessive pump up because it just makes me sweat, my tan comes off. Like, there's a whole lot of things that I don't think overly pumping up is worth it for me. I probably didn't pump up enough at the show. Like, I came out still feeling flat, and as opposed I felt like I got a little bit better, but obviously my tan coming off didn't show that. So Nick was up first. In my class there was 7 of us. Ended up being me and Nick Heatley, the old bro that we've battled plenty of times, battling it out for 1 and 2, and I managed to take it out in Classic. I also took my class in bodybuilding over Garth McManaway, who's a good bodybuilder. He looked great too. Didn't win the overall in bodybuilding, obviously. Nick took out the bodybuilding overall, so congrats to him. He looked amazing, and he definitely sharpened up somehow in 20 minutes between Classic and bodybuilding, so good work to him and Steve. Andrew took out the overall again in Classic. Beat me last year in the overalls again. Beautiful symmetry, crazy chest, and great calves, and his conditioning was the best I'd ever seen it, so I think he's going to be a big threat at Nationals. Happy with how I looked, especially conditioning. Obviously the injuries played a big part in ruining a lot of what I used to consider my best poses, like my side pose and stuff. I didn't really talk about it much during prep, but you know, this leg, my brace leg and those side shots, and it really, you know, when you're falling over to one side, and with the serratus anterior problems I'm having, it's really hard to retract and then protract and bring your chest around and stuff like that. But no excuses, Andrew definitely deserved to win. I'm just saying, little things like that. And also the feedback we got was that my tan wasn't dark enough to show the conditioning. These are all little things we can work on for the Palmer show, and like I said, I am really happy with how I look. Disappointed not to win the overall, but just we'll go again. My plans for the rest of the year, so I was going to do Nationals, again telling you about my body being injured and stuff. I just don't think financially it's an option for me right now to put all that money in to go up to Nationals when I'm not going to win my pro card. I know that if I can't win an overall at the regional show, I'm not going to win the overall at Nationals, especially considering I walked close to what I thought was my best in Wellington. So the plan is, we had a week off training this week. I was back on the diet on Monday, but obviously the food's up a little bit, so we're 350 carbs, 100 fats, 260 protein, pretty much the same meals I was eating 8 weeks out from the Wellington show, so it's around 3,500 calories. My weight kept dropping throughout the week, so we had to put in cheat meals. On Thursday night I went to Little Savannah and got a beautiful burger and sweet potato wedges, best burger in town, so definitely go check them out. And Crafted and Crow Snickers donut because Scotty was telling me it's the shit, and yeah bro, it was pretty mint. Then Friday, I woke up after that cheat meal, my weight had gone down again. I was having problems with my diabetes all day, so usually as a diabetic I get up and I take a long lasting insulin, which is meant to mimic what your pancreas kind of does, and I try and get that to be 1/3 of my daily insulin needs. I didn't take any Lantus, and I still had my 350 grams of carbs over the day. I did not have any Nova Rapid, which is the fast acting insulin, with any of my meals, because I was just tracking my blood sugar and it wasn't moving with the carbs, which shows that my body is just burning through it all. So at the end of the day, I had a really bad low, which shouldn't have happened considering the amount of food I was eating. It's like throwing gasoline on a fire, I guess. My metabolism is on fire. You add a little bit more carbs to it and it just goes faster and faster and faster. So Coach said, I want you to go out and eat until you're full. So we ordered Hal's Uber Eats, got all the flash slides and stuff, had another My Cookie Dealer cookie, ate till I felt fucking full. Woke up, my weight had gone up a little bit, but the important thing is that my blood sugar had stabilized. So hopefully that means my weight will stay steady. It was 89 again this morning, so it's a bit up. We were down in the 86 range, so it's good. We'll wait for the updates, and then hopefully we're back at the gym this week as we start prep for Tournament of Champions in 6 weeks.
Hey guys, just Jess here from Team Ambition. I'm just here to announce the winners of our giveaway for 2 of our 8-week nutrition and training packages. A good way to see what Team Ambition's all about, and yeah, work one-on-one with Darren and see how it goes. If you don't win, still feel free to give us a message, and yeah, we're happy to take on any new clients for weight loss, weight gain, competition prep, or even just making a healthier lifestyle change. So without further ado, I have all the names of the competition in here. Alright. And winner number 1. Alright, so this is one off Instagram, which is Melly Moo B. Congratulations, we'll get in contact with you as soon as possible. And the second winner, Daryl T. or Tor Lewis, sorry, that one right there. Right, cheers Daryl, we'll get in contact with you as well. Yeah, if you're still keen to jump on board, then give us a message on Instagram, Facebook, anything like that. We've got some pretty exciting things to come. So yeah, watch this space.
So last meal of the day has always been my pre-bed meal. Pre-bed, yeah, that's right, pre-bed meal. So it's just 200 grams of Dewinkle. I recommend this as the yogurt of choice to all my clients. It's got really good macronutrients, check it out. Low carb, low fat, high protein, really good yogurt. Mixes well with everything. And to this, I add a scoop of whey, 20 grams of Pix peanut butter, and just as much as I feel like of the sugar-free caramel stuff. This is what it ends up looking like. It's beautiful. Once you mix it up, it's like a protein mousse kind of. Try it if you haven't. Don't mock it until you try it. It's beautiful. Anyways, that wraps up our day of eating. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. We're trying to get videos out Sundays 7 PM every week from now on, so hold me to it by liking, sharing, subscribing, showing me that you guys are enjoying this stuff. As I say, the content will get better as I get more comfortable in front of the camera. But yeah, till next time, hope you guys enjoy your week, smash all your goals.
30, baby, won't you meet me by the beam? Too early, maybe later, you could show me things.